this special edition of Paranormal Insights. I'm psychic and author Joseph Ernest Martin, and today we're going to look at the dangers of EMF, Electro Magnetic Frequency. What many people don't know is that these frequencies are all around us. And to help us understand what we can do about this health danger is Eric Windheim. Now, Eric is a building biology environmental consultant and electromagnetic radiation specialist, certified by the International Institute of Building Biology and Ecology. Mr. Windheim is an expert in EMF detection, measurement, reduction, and elimination. And you know, I was so excited that you said you were going to come on the show, because so many people, even me, you know, we just kind of, you don't see it directly, electromagnetic radiation, you don't feel it directly, but yet so much science is being generated on the problems that this EMF causes.
First of all, you know, SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, the hundreds of millions of dollars worth of radio telescopes. We've been looking for signs of intelligently made electromagnetic radiation all over the universe. We haven't found it. The only place it's on Earth, and it's only been here for 100 years. And it's alien, and the body has no defense. So we have no history, but there's plenty of thousands of peer-reviewed science papers that shows that people are being injured, hurt, maimed, or killed by electric fields, magnetic fields, microwave radiation, and dirty electricity.
Now, most people in this country have a cell phone. And, you know, everyone feels like, how can I live without my cell phone? You know, it's ubiquitous and such a convenience. Now, are even cell phones emitting EMF, or is it some different kind of frequency?
Absolutely. In fact, holding one to your head, let's put it this way. When people get brain tumors, there's an 80% coincidence that it's going to happen on the side of the head that they hold their cell phone on. With odds like that, I could go to Reno and become a millionaire in one day.
So what you're saying is, if I'm a person who puts that cell phone to my head, especially putting it near my head, what kind of things would I feel or experience that might show me that something's off?
Well, the people that have acute symptoms, they're lucky because they learn to stay away from it. But you might notice a warming of the head. You know, if you read the fine print on your cell phone, it says keep ½ inch or 1 inch away from the skull. But you might feel headache, fatigue, brain fog, blurred vision, agitation, anxiety, heart palpitations. And normally it goes away within a half hour, an hour, but if you're unlucky, it traumatizes you and now you become hypersensitive to everything electrical.
So what you're saying is that the millions and millions of cell phones that people are using are actually physically affecting them in a real verifiable way to the negative.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can direct you to peer-reviewed studies that show you put a cell phone in your pocket for 44 hours, you've got a 40% reduction in sperm viability.
So your cell phone use will affect your ability to have children, especially if that's something you're trying to do.
Well, not quite. Just carrying a cell phone in your pocket, because that cell phone is searching for the tower several times per minute, and that high-pressure ping disturbs your testicles, your sperm, your eggs if you're a woman. You know, men can get new sperm all the time, but women, they're stuck with the same batch of eggs, and the more damage they get, the more likely they'll have a problem child that won't leave home.
Now, it's not just cell phones that can be a problem. Now, cell phones, of course, you know, I got to tell you, it's something I don't want to give up. But there's another appliance that's actually in the house, your house, that causes EMF radiation. And that is your microwave, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, your microwave oven that puts out microwave radiation at 2.4 gigahertz. They're turning electricity into radio waves, which is electricity flying through the air. And when that hits something that's got water in it, it vibrates the molecules and heats them up.
So people, you know, we know people, and even maybe in the past we've done it ourselves, where you put something in the microwave, you hit the 2-minute thing, and then you bend over and you look into the microwave to watch your popcorn pop and make sure it's all popping. When you're putting your body, your head, that close, is it safe? Because, you know, the microwaves have that screen in front, right? That's supposed to block the radiation?
Supposed to.
Supposed to. So what is actually happening with that microwave?
Well, when I do testing for an EMF assessment, I find out that with my instruments, you need to be 20 feet away from the microwave to get down into the bottom of the severe concern range.
So basically what you're saying is, you put something in the microwave oven, you can turn it on, but then you have to leave the room until it's done cooking, and then maybe you can come back.
Yeah, you see, the FCC, which regulates that, says it's safe enough. The door leaks like a sieve. In fact, if your bank account leaked as badly as the door in that microwave, you'd be broke by morning.
Now, does the microwave that the microwave oven uses, does that affect you in a different way than just normal EMF, or are they the same thing?
Well, there's 4 kinds of EMF: electric fields, magnetic fields, microwave radiation, and dirty electricity. Now, what comes out of a microwave oven is 2.4 gigahertz radiation. That means there's 2.4 billion cycles per second. And it's exactly the same that your popular Wi-Fi router puts out, that they put in your home, that they put in your child's classroom on the ceiling. Same exact kind of radiation. It's just a matter of, in a microwave oven, you have a small contained area with metal sides so the microwaves ricochet around, but it's the same exact radiation.
Now you said 2.4
gigahertz.
2.4 gigahertz of radiation. What is the safe level of radiation?
Well, that's a frequency, okay? So that's the vibration rate. The faster the frequency, the shorter the wavelength. Like standard electricity has got 60 cycles per second. Actually, the safe amount of microwave radiation is 0. Well, we have to go back to what was here prior to 100 years ago. Okay, 0. So why do we have so much ADD? Why do we have so much autism? Why do we have so much cancer? Why are so many healthy women getting miscarriages? It all happened after Thomas Edison started distributing electricity in 1985 at his Pearl Street power station in New York City. But there is a control group. The control group is the Amish people. They have half the rate of cancer, no ADD, and no autism. So what's different about the Amish people? No electricity.
So one could allude or correlate electromagnetic radiation to a lot of different illnesses that seem to be kind of pervasive in modern society.
There's a whole list of them.
So one of the things that I have to admit, even for myself, is I love the convenience of Wi-Fi. I love the convenience of a microwave, or I used to love the convenience. I've loved the convenience of the cell phone. But you know, it hasn't been that long, is what you're telling me, that these frequencies have been in existence.
Well, yeah, they have not been in existence. The only place that man-made electromagnetic radiation is found is on Earth, and it took place in 1885 when Thomas Edison started distributing electricity. And at that point, it's a documentable epidemiological historical fact that the lifespan in New York City decreased 8 years. Now, the people on the farm still enjoyed a long life because they didn't have electricity until after World War II, when we electrified all the farms, and then their lifespan went down. There's one group of people that's a control group, and that's the Amish. They don't use electricity. They don't have any ADD. They don't have any autism, and they only got half the rate of cancer.
So, you know, it would just sound outrageous to say that electricity is actually causing illness in people, because we consider electricity as one, invisible, benign, ubiquitous, and powers everything that we care about that's a thing. Is that too wild a statement to make, that electricity is actually kind of like the culprit?
No, there's hundreds and thousands of peer-reviewed reports that shows that electricity improperly used, managed, or conveyed does harm, maim, and kill people. It's just that simple. Anything that powerful has to be properly used. And the problem is we have a greedy society, profit-motivated, convenience-motivated. The government loves the tax that all the corporations are generating on all these wireless devices. What we have is a perfect storm. The industry has taken over the government. the FCC has been captured by wireless, telecom, cell phone tower companies. So, in fact, the FCC actually owns the mortgages for the people that have the license permits for frequencies. They're certainly not going to crack down on them.
Now, you've had experience dealing with PG&E directly, Pacific Gas and Electric Company directly. And I have to tell you that I've even called PG&E directly myself for some issues my mom is having actually in her home. I know what my experience has been like just as a layperson calling in, and you have all this knowledge and expertise. What has your experience been like when you've had to call PG&E to try to solve an EMF problem for a client or a loved one?
You know, that's really interesting that you should mention that, because you call in and there's this super friendly, helpful person that takes your information. Oh yeah, we'll get somebody right out and say, you know, we want to make sure we know when they're coming so we can be there. Yeah, no problem. Well, that happened once, that happened twice, and then I'm lucky enough to know a VP at PG&E, so we called him up. I'm not going to mention his name, but he said, oh, we'll get right on it, and nothing ever happened. Nothing. No contact, no follow-up. It's almost like they say, oh my gosh, we don't want to dig it, we don't want to look underneath this rug any deeper, you know.
I found that to be true too, just so you know. When I called, I got this lovely person who, when I pressed her a bit on the information, she acquiesced, backpedaled back on it, and then the people who were supposed to call me the very next day never did. So, you know, I never got the call.
Well, it's really funny because I got a call and it says, Mr. Windheim, Joseph Martin says you're supposed to call his mother about EMF. So, like, don't bother us. Mr. Windheim's supposed to call your mother. And I just say, oh, they just as a hot potato they don't want to handle, because they don't know what to do with it. And they pretend like it's not a problem.
Now, PG&E actually, you know, they have equipment that's aging. They have transformers that may or may not be working. So there actually are things PG&E can do to help eliminate the problem in a given area, should there be one, yes?
Well, you know, I met a past president of PG&E on another business matter 25 years ago, and he says we fix things when they break. It's called FOF, fix on failure. So it's not economically viable to upgrade just for quality. If it's still chugging along, that's the way it's going to work, according to this particular man that lived in Kentfield, California, that I talked to.
So, you know, we have Eric here, we have some of his equipment here, and I have to tell you, I've been so curious about what the EMF level would be in this studio. And that's something you can read with this. Is that so?
Yeah, this is an electric and a magnetic field meter. And I was surprised to see that the magnetic fields in here are almost down into the no concern range. This studio appears to be wired correctly with no wiring code violations. The microwave radiation level, it's very high. Yeah, it's 20 times the extreme level because of these wireless mics. You know, I have a lot of clients, they wouldn't be able to step in this door, they'd step in, they'd get a headache, and they'd turn around and they'd leave. The only reason we're not being hurt is we have a good immune system, and we haven't been traumatized to the point where we go downhill.
So we were doing this test a little bit earlier too, just to make sure. And when we put this device near one of the transformer boxes in the upper studio, it went crazy, didn't it?
Yeah, you want to avoid sleeping next to high magnetic fields. So what I do is I help go into their home and find out, hey, don't sleep against that wall, sleep against this wall over here. And sometimes people feel better right off the bat just by sleeping on the other side of the wall in the same room.
Well, this is what I like about your work so much, and about who you are and the difference you're making in people's lives for their health and their well-being and their mental acuity, is that you and your company actually offer EMF solutions. What kind of solutions are available to people should they have high EMF in their house?
You know, it'd be one thing to just say, oh yeah, you're in a world of hurt, just pay me, see you later, goodbye. But what I do is it's in there, you want to feel better, right? You want to sleep better, right? You want to live better, right? Okay, good news. We've got free solutions, we've got low-cost solutions, and we've got some that cost money. I have to come back with an electrician and fix it. The free ones are, let's turn off your Wi-Fi at night. Okay, no one's using it. Let's get the cell phone out from underneath the pillow at night, because that cell phone is looking for the tower several times per minute. Each one of those pings is suppressing the melatonin release in your brain, and it's giving you a feeling like, I just had a cup of coffee, I can't go to sleep. So if you turn off the microwave radiation, the cordless phone, get rid of the cell phone, sleep away from the wiring, just move your, for free, I can show people how to sleep better.
And smart meters are also pinging out information, aren't they?
Oh, talk about cell phones. Sacramento Municipal Utility District did a test, and it clearly shows that the smart meter has peak power 240 times stronger than a cell phone.
So if your smart meter is near where you're eating, sleeping, sitting to rest at night, you're getting 240 times more bursts of EMF than you really should be.
Well, it's 240 times more powerful.
It's
like instead of getting hit by a BB gun, you're getting hit by a deer rifle, and there's a big difference. So the smart meter has the ability to go through many walls, and some people resonate to that frequency. Other people seem to be non-symptomatic. Other people feel sick as soon as they get near one, just like Superman being exposed to kryptonite. And you know what happens to Superman when he sees kryptonite,
Yes. Well, we know about the Taoist hum, where a whole city is being plagued by a humming sound, and some people are attuned to that sound, some not so much, and some not at all. And so people actually can be attuned to these different frequencies that they're exposed to.
Well, yeah, it's just like tuning forks. If you have a whole row of tuning forks here from A to Z, and you have another row of A to Z, you hit number B over there, and number B over here is going to resonate and ring. So if your body structure, your antenna, picks up the vibrations from that smart meter, you can just go down for the count, and the rest of the people are saying, I don't feel a thing.
And this isn't anything fantasy, I just got to tell you. There's a YouTube on video, and there was also a science segment on the History Channel, I believe, where they said, if you want to increase the range of your car's remote, what you do is you put it under your chin and you hit the open button, and your body acts like an amplifier for the signal, and it'll go hundreds of feet further than if you just hit the button on its own.
Yeah.
And this isn't anything except real science. So, Eric, if people are concerned about, in their own home especially, being exposed to EMF radiation, they can contact PG&E. They can pay, what, a fee to get it removed, and then how does that work?
If you want your smart meter removed, there's an extortion fee of $75 one time, and then $10 a month for 3 years. In Sacramento with SMUD, it's $127 one time and $14 a month for perpetuity.
Holy flippin' cow.
That's peanuts compared to the medical bills and the potential irreversible health damage. Like, I know people that have blood pressure spikes, they go to the hospital, they spend thousands, they get rid of the smart meter, everything is normal again. But they suffered and spent thousands because of the smart meter on their bedroom wall right behind their head.
So you can determine not only where the danger zones are, but you have the ability to determine what will actually be helpful in that situation. And you have experience working with these large corporations to help also remedy that problem. If people are watching this and they're going, this just blows my mind, because I like to believe I'm in a safe world with safe companies making safe decisions for my health. Yeah, that's not happening here. So how can someone contact you, get a hold of you to find out more about this? And where are some other resources also that people can connect to find out more about this EMF danger?
Yeah, you're going to have to read about it. Unless you're in pain, you're not worrying about it because, hey, what's to worry, man? Every life's going fine. I love my smartphone, my tablet, all of that. On my website, I have a research page. You can go to the bioinitiative.org. You can go to sammilham.org. There's so many thousands of papers. I've got some excellent videos on there that shows what happens to your blood when you're exposed to microwave radiation, what happens to your blood sugar. By the way, I've had clients, their blood sugar drop from over 200 to less than 100 overnight, and all I gave them was some free solutions. I'm really easy to find on the internet. You just put Windheim, that's W-I-N-D-H-E-I-M, EMF, Edward Mary Frank. So that's Windheim EMF, and you'll find Windheim EMF Solutions. You can find out a lot about me there. And many people call and talk to me several times and just want to find out, is this for real? Oh yeah, it's for real. And then if they want, I schedule an appointment, go out there. See, I'm a house doctor. I go out there to fix the house, see if it's safe, find out what we've got going on, measure the levels, assess a risk level, and then provide solutions that are either free, low cost, or might cost a couple $1,000. But we get results most of the time.
And that's the important part. You mentioned that, a number of the free things, which is very good to mention. Keep your cell phone in a different room than where you're sleeping.
Yeah, right.
Turn off your wireless at night.
Simple.
Get rid of your microwave oven.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, Dr. Wells, who's kind of famous, just came out to say, get rid of your microwave oven. The only thing it's good for is to sterilizing sponges.
Yeah, 15 years ago, when we didn't even know about EMF damage, we got rid of the microwave because it was interfering with the cordless phone that we were holding to the side of our head. So we're going to find out decades down the road what a horrible mistake that this microwave radiation experiment was doing to us. Right now, you're in the largest government-funded biological experiment in the history of man.
And it's not something that we can just take lightly or say, well, I'm not going to worry about it. I can't see it. I can't smell it. I can't feel it. I can't identify it by pointing my finger at it. Therefore, it doesn't exist. That's not how things work. So this kind of EMF really does affect one's health. And I have to tell you that personally, I have gotten rid of the microwave. And I did that years ago because of studies showing what microwave radiation does to food and how it alters the chemical composition of food in a way that's bad for the body.
Your mother showed me the reports that you gave her years ago. And I said, hey, Joseph's ahead of the curve, Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've also, as you have encountered more than anyone, people being very critical and skeptical. Because, who wants to believe that, PG&E or some company isn't paying attention to their health by installing these incredibly powerful energy, really they're like a cell phone for your PG&E meter, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's something that's even more telling. All these cell phone companies have no insurance. Lloyd's of London will not insure any kind of EMF health damage. They're running naked. They have no insurance. So they have to fight and lie and pretend it doesn't exist because they don't have insurance for any of this damage.
I'm just thrilled that there is a little good news in all this, that the problem can be identifiable, it can be remedied to a great degree, and there's not only things we can do that might cost us a few bucks, depending on what area you're in, but also things you can do that are free or easily able to do today when you hear or watch this show. You can do these things today, and that makes it really important to be able to get this under control as soon as possible, because you don't want to play with this. This doesn't seem like something you just want to pass off as, well, we'll let someone else fix it.
By the time you feel injury, the damage is done and it may not be reversible. When people call me, I'll listen to their concerns for 10 or 15 minutes to see if I can help them, okay? But you don't want to wait until you're stumbling, or until you've got peripheral neuropathy, or until you've got type 2 diabetes, or until your doctor says you've got a glioma brain tumor. You don't want to wait, because those type of things are very seldom removed. The only thing you can do is take prudent precaution and take self-preservation action while you can. And don't look to the government and don't look to corporations. They're making too much money in taxes.
Now, I happen to know that, remember Johnny Cochran?
Oh, yes.
The O.J. Simpson trial?
Yes.
That people had said about Johnny that you couldn't see that guy walking down this anywhere without a cell phone, and at that time they were gigantic, glued to his head, because that's how he operated. He was always on the phone, everywhere, all the time. And then right after the O.J. Simpson trial, as you may remember, they mentioned that he was sick and then that he had a brain tumor.
Yeah, well, also, who was our vice president right now? His son?
Joe Biden.
Yeah, his son died of a brain tumor. Yeah, there's an 80% correlation between the side of the head you hold your cell phone on and where the tumor is located. So with odds like that, we could get rich in one afternoon at Las Vegas, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, all the information you've seen us talk about here on the show is going to be in the end credits to make it very easy to find. Eric Windheim and EMF Solutions. And I can't say this enough. Take the time to do your research on this and make an informed decision so that you don't suffer the negative effects of EMF radiation. We want to answer your questions and address your topics. If you have a question that you want answered or a topic you'd like us to look into, we're easy to find. For private one-on-one psychic sessions for your personal questions on love, health, or money, you can find your answers by calling 510-387-3328. Or you can find me on Facebook or my website, questtarot.com, or email me at joseph@questtarot.com. You can follow the show on Facebook, Vimeo, and YouTube. Simply search Joseph Ernest Martin or Paranormal Insights. And be sure to watch our other series, The Magic Minute, exclusively on YouTube, where you'll find easy-to-use magical techniques to improve your life, because it only takes a moment to make magic. And when you watch, be sure to click like and subscribe after viewing the video. Please send us your questions and topics so we can share our paranormal insights and answers from beyond the ordinary.